we have some announcements to make at the end. And I think there are a lot of Indian distributors that have been asking me about MGuard over the past 2 years, actually, right? And a lot of them love the MGuard. In fact, a lot of them already own the MGuard. They probably came to Malaysia and bought it themselves, but did not do it as a business, probably have not been selling it yet, but they love the product so much they couldn't wait for Enagic to launch it in India. And that's the feedback I have gotten from a lot of my team members. Mingwei has gotten from a lot of his team members. All right. So it's a great announcement that I'll be talking about later that MGuard is actually officially pre-launching in India. All right. So incredible news, one of the biggest news of the year. And before we go into the details of how you guys can get involved to get your MGuard and start selling MGuard in India, before that, we're going to actually go through a very important session, which is a demonstration on the MGuard. All right, so if you guys are excited, give me an emoji because in the chat box, you can give an emoji, you can react to show your participation for today's Zoom call and to show your excitement for what's coming towards India, which is the MGuard. All right, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me just share with you a quick story about MGuard and why I got so excited on the MGuard, right? Why I got so excited on the MGuard, and Mingwei has briefly mentioned about I managed to rank up really fast over the last 12 months, mainly because of MGuard playing a huge role in my Enagic business. So I'm just going to share my screen real quick. All right. And this product, this technology has not only changed my life, it's not only changed the way I look at technology, I look at health, I look at wellness. That wellness is not just about the water we drink, that wellness is not just about the supplements we take or the food that we eat. Wellness also comes when we're able to protect ourselves from radiation. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world that is so technological advanced. We have the best gadgets today. We have all the wireless gadgets around us. But many of us do not stop to think that are there any drawbacks or repercussions of having all these devices around us? We accumulate, and now our rooms are filled with technology. But many of us never stop to think whether it's good for our body or not good for our body. All right. So I got so excited with the product because I knew the MGuard, which I have one sitting right on top of my desk, right? It's plugged in just above there. And I know that this product is going to be revolutionary in the market. And I'm so happy that Enagic has decided to launch such a product for us over here in Asia, in Europe, North America, and all around the world, and now coming to India as well. It's going to be one of the biggest projects that we're going to be doing. All right. And that's what I got so excited for. And when in terms of the business, having another powerful, impressive product to sell as a business person, as an Enagic distributor, is just truly exciting. I've been marketing the Kangen machines over the last 9 to 10 years. And let me tell you this, I love the Kangen machine to death. Everywhere I go, I drink the Kangen water. Everywhere I go, I bring my machine, I bring the water. But now I don't just bring the Kangen machine and the Kangen water, I also bring my MGuard. So it's a huge opportunity. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into today's presentation. This session will be recorded and we'll share the recording later on. But very importantly, for you to get full value from my webinar today, you have to be present, turn on your camera, all right? And be very participative during this webinar today, okay? So introducing Enagic's latest patented technology, the MGuard. MGuard stands for electromagnetic guard. All right. So I'm your host today. My name is Simon Low. I think a lot of you already have spoken to me, known about me, or maybe attended one of our big events over here in Kuala Lumpur before. And later, we're actually going to talk about our event happening in Malaysia as well. And it's been one heck of a journey being in Enagic. And thanks to MGuard, it has really accelerated my growth from a 682 to Dash 4 in a span of 12 months. So if you really want to know my secrets and strategies, this is the call that you guys need to pay attention and invite your team members in. All right. And I've managed to expand my business everywhere. and all over Nigeria, Europe, Turkey, Dubai, Malaysia, Asia. So this business, ladies and gentlemen, it is a global business. And now with MGuard, it has made it even more global because of how exciting the product is. Okay, so myself and our team, we started over in Malaysia, and then we opened up the Dubai market, Turkey market, Nigerian market, and it was after I spent about a year to develop the Nigerian market that MGuard was actually launched in Malaysia in May 2023. So that was the timeline. So MGuard was launched May 2023 in Malaysia. I got when somebody from the company told me that, hey Simon, there's a new product. My first thing that came to my mind is, oh, is it a new Kangen machine? Is it something that has 9 plates or 10 plates? Because we've been so used to talking about the water machine, right? And they say, oh no, it has nothing to do with water machine. I said, what? What is it about? Is it a supplement? Is it another shower unit? And they talked about radiation. I said, radiation? Really? So I got so interested to check out what this product can do. And that's where it was first launched. And when I first saw the demo of the MGuard 2 years ago, I fell in love with this product. I immediately got my own unit and I got several more units later on for my home, which you will understand why every home needs several units. And I started spreading it all across my team. All right. And since then, myself and Mingwei, our team, MGuard sales was so good. We were top in Malaysia. After that, we became top in Asia, now top in the whole world. That Mr. Oshiro, our founder, Mr. Oshiro himself, personally invited myself and Mingwei to travel on behalf of the company. Remember, Enagic is a global company. There are distributors everywhere. And a lot of these people, they're not even our team, right? In Europe or all across Asia, it's not even our team. But because of the gratitude that we have for Enagic, the love that we have for Mr. Shiro and the company, without even hesitating, we said, yes, sure, let's do it. All right. So we went all across Asia and we also went all across Europe. And just to show you some photos of our MGuard seminars all across the world, this was in Rome, in Italy. We had an amazing seminar for the Italians. We had a great seminar also for the Portuguese. And then we had another seminar in Sofia, Bulgaria. They also love the MGuard. London, UK, and back in April. We also went to Bucharest, Paris, in France, and Nigeria. And the latest one was we actually did a massive seminar in San Diego, Chula Vista, for Enagic's 51st anniversary over in the US. So this was on the 20th of June, and Enagic had breakout sessions, and they actually gave us the biggest room, which could accommodate more than 1,000 people. And they wanted us to share about MGuard with the distributors in America and Canadians as well that came. So it was one of the biggest seminars that happened, and all these people in the US, they just fell in love with the MGuard. So guys, this opportunity and this product is incredible. You're going to learn more about it today. I'm also going to talk more about how the commissions work when you sell it, how much do you earn, and also what are the procedures to order your MGuard. So stay tuned and pay attention to the details later on. So all this is to share with you that, look, the MGuard has already gone global, and now I'm so excited there's also pre-launching in India. Now, for us to understand why the MGuard is such an important product, okay, we first must understand that there are different types of pollution that we suffer all around the world. All right, all around the world, there are people that suffers from water pollution, air pollution, noise pollution. Now, these three things, what do they have in common? You can see it, you can sense it, you can smell it, you can detect it, right? So you know whether a certain area is polluted or not if we talk about these three types of pollution. However, when we talk about the modern pollution, as I like to call it, the modern problem, which is the fourth type of pollution, and this is called electromagnetic pollution. And it is unique. It comes out from all our devices. It comes out from our Wi-Fi, our phones, our laptop, our LED lights, comes up from our purifiers, comes up from everything, television, air conditioning, everything in our office, everything in our home. And it doesn't directly impact our senses. So you can't see radiation, you can't feel radiation, you can't smell radiation, and you can't hear radiation. And this is the key distinction between radiation pollution and all the other types of pollution. It is impossible to detect. So for us human beings, anything that we can't detect, we do not fear it. We think it doesn't exist. But the truth is further than that. Because let's look at our lifestyle 30 years ago and today. Now, if MGuard was launched 30 years ago, I think maybe not many people would be interested in this product. Because why? I grew up 30 years ago and we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have Wi-Fi, we didn't have so many things. We were playing outdoors, enjoying with our friends and family, playing football under the rain, and our immune system was a lot better. But take a look at the way kids are growing up today, right? This is how kids are growing up today. They are just immersed in technology. So the question I have for you watching this, and you could have kids at home, or you could be a grandparent or a parent. The question is, are you concerned for their health? Are you concerned for their future? Because if this epidemic continues, and people just get more immersed in technology without any protective measures. And that's why I believe the moment Mr. Oshiro launched the MGuard right now, it is the perfect timing for the market because the market has a fear. The market is looking for a solution. All right. Because the market is bombarded with new technologies every day. You're talking about electric vehicles, it's popping up every day, everywhere, every country, right? Even in India, you will see more EV cars than before. Purifiers, all these robotics, phones, laptops, wireless earpods. People use these things every day without knowing the potential damage to their health. So today we're going to discuss two things. All right, my first half of my presentation, we're going to discuss two things. The first thing is how does radiation actually damage our bodies and why we should pay attention to it. And number two, how does MGuard help harmonize our radiation polluted environment to provide you and your family and your loved ones a safer, calmer, and protected space? That is the key point we're going to talk about today. So introducing the MGuard. So these are all our electromagnetic radiation sources, right? And I believe every standard home has these things, which means most of you here who are distributors, of Enagic, in terms of the business, you're looking at every single home needs an MGuard, right? Because every single home is filled with radiation. And this is an animation that is available on NASA's website. You can go to the link, it's on the top right corner. And this is actually NASA's depiction of how a standard home actually looks like. So according to NASA, if you can actually see the radiation, if it's visible, this is how a standard living room looks like. And it's scary. And I always like to ask my my customers or my prospects, I ask them that, look, Mr. A, if you can see radiation coming up from your electronic devices, and this is how your living room looks like, would you walk in? Would you let your child sit there for 2 hours watching cartoons? And the answer is always unanimous. No, I wouldn't do it. But why are you doing it today? It's because you can't see it. All right. And because you can't see it, you don't fear it. So let's look at a couple studies, right? When you go online today, you go to Mr. Google, right? Our best friend. We go to Mr. Google and you ask Mr. Google, what are the harmful effects of long-term exposure to electromagnetic radiation? There are hundreds, if not thousands, of links and journals and videos talking about the harm of radiation, right? Many of them. You can't even finish reading them. And I just want to bring this one out, which I believe is a very important article. All right. Not article, it's actually from PubMed. It's actually a medical study. And it talks about radiations and male fertility. That how radiation frequencies from all these technologies around us can actually reduce sperm count, reduce sperm motility, reduce the antioxidants into our body, affecting the reproductive organs in our body as male. Because, ladies and gentlemen, or maybe specifically gentlemen, where do you place your phones? A lot of us put it in our front pockets, which is very near to our reproductive organs. A lot of people like to put it in the coat, in the next to the heart, which affects your heart. So what I hope for all of us today is after this Zoom, not only you want to get your MGuard, but we also have to be more mindful on where we are placing our technologies away from our vital organs. Very, very important to protect ourselves. And this is an EMF health survey that was done back in 2019, 6 years ago, by PhD Dr. Ed Haltman. And what did Dr. Ed do? He surveyed 871 people. Okay. And he asked them, how many of you attribute a certain problem that you're facing to electromagnetic frequency exposure? Or he calls it EMF. Take a look at that. 71% of the people that responded said their sleeping problem is because of EMF. 64% said that their fatigue is because of EMF. 61% said that their concentration problem is because of EMF. 60% says that their stress and anxiety is because of EMF. And 52% said that their headaches that they're suffering is because of EMF. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a real issue that people are facing today. And one key common denominator that you will find in the top 5 issues people face, which I've just discussed, has all to do with one major organ in our body. One major organ. And if you have not already guessed it, that major organ is our brain. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the brain is very sensitive to frequencies. The brain absorbs more frequencies, more radiation than any other organ in our body. So, ladies and gentlemen, the most important part of your body to protect from radiation is none other than your brain. Because think about it, your brain is responsible for your entire motion. Your brain is responsible for your mood, for your hormones, for all these chemical production in your body. No wonder a lot of people today are suffering from fatigue. No wonder a lot of people today are suffering from concentration problem or energy levels because their brain is being bombarded by radiation, right? And I want you guys to also take a look at this. This is a very, very powerful press release that I think everybody needs to know about it. Back in 2011, the World Health Organization classified radio frequency electromagnetic field as possibly carcinogenic, which is cancer causing to humans based on an increased risk of brain cancer related to wireless phone use. So the World Health Organization has already talked about this 15, 14 years ago, that it can possibly lead to cancer. But most people are unaware of it. So that's why the MGuard is such an important product. And back in September 2023, ladies and gentlemen, in France, they have actually stopped selling the iPhone 12 for emitting too much electromagnetic radiation. This was on BBC, this was on The Guardian, this was on CNBC, and many big news portal. Unfortunately, a lot of people are also not aware about it. So take a look at this. The world is waking up to the harm of electromagnetic radiation. And now we have a great product that we can share with the world to protect them from the harm of radiation. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is not realistic to live a life without your phone, right? It is not realistic to have a home that doesn't have a Wi-Fi router. It is not realistic that you don't connect your phone to 5G. It is not realistic. So what is more realistic and practical? Continue to use your technology, but add in protection, right? And in fact, in every iPhone 14, not just iPhone 14, in every iPhone, there is also something that they put into the legal and regulatory setting in every phone. All right. And in every Apple iPhone, it says that in your iPhone, to reduce exposure to radio frequency energy, use a hands-free option such as built-in speakerphone, headphone, or other similar accessories. So even Apple themselves says to reduce exposure, use these accessories. Okay. And the next, the next video, the next short clip I want to share with you guys are, I think on this call, a lot of you guys are parents, right? A lot of, or maybe grandparents. And Dr. Satvinder Singh is a very well-known and well-respected medical doctor in Malaysia. And he's actually a proud owner of two M Guards. He believes in the technology. He uses it in his home and in his clinic. And he talks about We have gotten him to actually share with us in a quick interview. He talks about how does radiation actually affect young kids more than us full-grown adults. So in this short clip, you guys gonna, I want you guys to actually listen to what he actually says about radiation and young kids.
The children's brain, like the hypothalamus, it tends to absorb 1.5 to 2 times more electromagnetic fields than an adult. But if you look at the child's bone marrow, it absorbs an amazing 10 times more electromagnetic radiation than an adult. The brain is much more absorbent, the skull is thinner, and because the relative size is smaller, if I give you the same dosage, your smaller tissue is going to absorb more than the bigger tissue. The first thing you have to do is keep the appliance that's emitting the radiation further apart from you, like handphones. Off all power points when they're not in use. Number 3, you could use electromagnetic field harmonizers, which will balance out the radiation side effects from the appliance.
All right, so you would have, if you have picked that up in that short video, Dr. Satvendra talked about the hypothalamus, or which is the brain, the brain area of the child, absorbs 1.5 times to 2 times more radiation. If you're a parent listening to that, how scary is that? That fact that your kid is actually exposed 1.5 to 2 times. How scary is the fact that the child's bone marrow absorbs 10 times? And how scary is the fact that back in 1980, the statistics for child autism was 1 in 10,000. That was only about 45 years ago. 1 in 10,000 kids suffer from autism. How scary it is that the statistic for 2024 went from 1 in 10,000 up to 1 in 36 kids today suffering from childhood autism. So if we look at it, ladies and gentlemen, what has changed over the last 30, 40 years? The water that we drink, the food that we eat, and technology. So it's time for us to wake up to the fact that there are things that we don't know that is affecting our kids, and it's time to get educated on it and start to take preventive measures. And that's why I was very excited when Enagic launched the MGuard. Because how does Enagic MGuard works? All right, the moment you turn on the MGuard, it provides a defensive protective bubble of 8 meters diameter, protecting you and anyone that is within this protective zone. MGuard utilizes something called harmonic frequencies. So harmonic frequencies are frequencies that is very special to the MGuard that sends out to your environment to harmonize the environment. And later, there is a demo tool that you can use to measure the level of radiation in your environment, how high it is, and how MGuard is actually able to harmonize it and calm down the radiation levels. And the specific harmonic frequencies, it suppresses radiation between a very specific range, which is 3 megahertz to 1000 megahertz. Because according to research, it is the frequencies that is within this range that your body absorbs a lot of the energy of the radiation. Any frequency that is beyond this range, your body actually absorbs a very lower level of it because our skin blocks it. So this 3 to 1000 is the most important range of frequencies to protect your body from. All right? So that is how the MGuard works. And in the following couple slides and videos, you will understand further on how it works. Now, why 3 to 1000? Because the FCC came out with this bulletin. The FCC stands for Federal Communication Commission from the US that governs all electronic products and telecommunication devices. They came out with a bulletin in 1997. Now, in 1997, they talked about the human body absorbs radio frequency energy at some frequencies more than others. Take a look at that. And what range did they give? Is a very specific range. That range is 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz. Any frequency that is within this range, your body absorbs a lot of the radiation. In fact, if you read the report, the link is in the slide. If you read the report thoroughly, they actually have a graph and they have a numbering system on how many times more radiation your body absorbs. And the level is actually 5 times more. Yeah, it is in the report. So any radiation that is within this range, your body absorbs 5 times more. So the MGuard technology understands this. And the reason why your body absorbs the radiation so much is because our own body carries frequencies. We call the aggregate frequencies of our organs. We call it the resonant frequency of our organs. And our human body basically resonates between 55 to 90. That is the frequency of our body. And specifically, the frequency of your brain and my brain is averaging at 72 megahertz. So I want you to imagine this. When your brain, because we talked about brain being the most important organ to protect from radiation, when your brain is resonating at 72 megahertz, doing its job, doing its function, trying to keep you alive, trying to keep you energetic, and then externally, you get external disruptive frequencies that is also coming at 72 megahertz. What does it happen? What happens? It comes into your body and it starts messing around with your brain too, which you don't want it, right? So that is what we call resonance and vibration of your body's organs, which is something that you don't want happening in your body. That's why a lot of people today, when they have their phone charging into their room, they have air conditioning on, they have Wi-Fi routers into their room, they have laptops, everything's in their room. A lot of these devices are sending out frequencies that could be messing with your brain, messing with your body. And that's what we're trying to minimize. So I want you guys to watch the next video. This video is going to give you guys total clarity on how polluted our environment is from radiation, and also how the MGuard actually can protect you from the radiation. So I'm in this video, I shot it about 1.5, 2 years ago. I can't really remember, in Hong Kong. And I'm using an application called the SDR RTL Touch. It's available on Android. And I think there are a lot of Indian friends on this Zoom. And I think in India, you guys use more Android than Apple. So it's good news for you guys. And I'm going to show you guys how to set this up, yeah? So later on, I'll bring you guys through how to set it up. This app, you need an Android phone and you connect it to an antenna. And the antenna, it will measure the level of radiation in the room. Is it low, medium, or high? And I've tuned the software to specifically 72 megahertz. Why? Because it is the frequency of our brain. So I want you to check out, in that environment that looks clean and safe, how polluted it actually is that is affecting our brain.
This is called the SDR software, and it's gonna actually detect the electromagnetic interference in this area. So what David's gonna do now, he's going to actually turn on the software. You can download this software on your Android phone. You just have to pay a couple of dollars, you get the software. So I want you guys to see. Just zoom in on the phone, Ben. You can just take a look at this. I don't know if you guys can hear it. So the software is connected to a dongle that connects to an antenna, and the antenna is receiving the interference around this room. It's unbelievable. Take a look at the chart. It is crazy, absolutely crazy. We have not seen this anywhere else. Okay, so now what we want to find out is, if we have the MGuard, what can it do to us and what can it do for us? So it's not connected. Now I'm going to put next to the SDR software. I'm going to turn it on in 3, 2, 1.
Take a look at that.
Look at the wave spectrum. It's gone down. I'm going to unplug the MGuard.
Talk about this suppression.
All right. Take a look at the suppression, guys. Here, take a look at the suppression. Boom. With the MGuard turned on. If you guys are watching this, I want you guys to bring your MGuard everywhere you go, especially in cities like this, and make sure you always keep yourself protected. See you guys soon.
All right. So that video really shook me, because I never knew that our living environment could be so polluted. And that was the level of radiation. Boom. It was just through the roof, high level of disruptive radiation, affecting your mind, your body, your cells, your tissues, your organs. And we are living in that environment every single day. But the moment the MGUT is turned on, what happened? All the waves, it calmed down. So that's why MGUT is called your environment harmonizer, harmonizing your environment. And the moment you're able to change your environment, you change your life. You change your mood, you change everything, you change your health. Okay? And the next tool you can also use is called the BAJE SDR. So these two things are measuring the same things, except one is on the Android phone, right? And you require an antenna. This is called the BAJE SDR, is available on maybe Amazon or you look for this device online, you can find it. It's called BAJE SDR, and it's basically measuring the same thing. But the good thing about this is, for those of you who are not using Android phones, you can purchase this to do your demo and also to measure your environment. So let's take a look at this. And if you look at that, this BAJE, we have set it up to 72 megahertz as the frequency, because once again, we want to find out what is the level of radiation that is messing with our mind. So let's watch this video too. You can see the radiation levels is very high, making a lot of noise. And the moment the MGUT is turned on, it calms everything down and it converts the disruptive, dirty environment into something that is totally clean. That's why the whole thing became dark blue on the spectrum below. All right. So these are the two things, ladies and gentlemen, that you guys can use to measure your environment and to do the MGUT demo. All right. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about how does all this radiation affect our body. All right. We know it can lead to sleeping problem or disruptive sleep, mood, fatigue, and all these things that we have discussed before. But there's also one more thing that we need to talk about. And this is actually done by a researcher from Canada named Dr. Magda Havas. Her research is in the areas, and she also teaches, or she's a lecturer, in the areas of environmental and health effects of electromagnetic pollution. She calls it electro smoke. Her work focuses on the biological effects of electromagnetic radiation. So Dr. Magda wants to find out that how does it affect the biology of the body? And this is what she found out. She found out that when you have a healthy red blood cell, your healthy red blood cell in a clean radiation environment, it is supposed to be free flowing. It's very loose and it's free flowing. That's where you can get maximum hydration, maximum circulation, maximum oxygen transport. But the moment you expose your body to 70 minutes of computer usage, something called a rouleau formation starts to form in your body. And that's where your blood cells start to get clumped together. And the moment that happens, what are the symptoms and consequences? Poor circulation, low oxygen transport, reduced waste removal, headache, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, numbness and tingling, especially in your fingers and your eyes. All right. And I'm sure a lot of you have faced this before. When you're watching a video on your phone for a long time, what happens to your fingers? Numbness and tingling. Because just 10 minutes on your mobile phone, the rouleau formation is even worse. There's even more stacking, more sticking, lower circulation, lower oxygen transport, and lower waste removal. And that is how bad these devices are the moment you use them on an extended basis. And I want to put this thought into your mind, ladies and gentlemen, that in this research done by Dr. Magda, and she has the YouTube link right there, you can watch it, 10 minutes on the phone has already caused this amount of clumping. I want you to ask yourself this question. How many hours do you spend on your phone on a daily basis? And how many hours does your kids spend on the iPads and television and phones on a daily basis? So I want you guys to connect the dots and think about what are we actually doing to our body? What are we actually doing to our kids? It's a big thing, right? And we also put it to the test.
So what we can do is,
I want to share with this video. This video, Dr. Roland Victor, which is also another a well-respected doctor over here in Malaysia, we've actually gotten his help to do a live blood analysis of somebody without the MGUT using his phone and with the MGUT again using his phone, and they did a blood sample and seeing the difference. So let's watch this video together.
get on your phone for maybe close to about half an hour, holding it and then we'll check again and see how does the capillary blood look like.
It looked like my first blood test result was clean, with no signs of blood clotting or blood clumps. But would just 30 minutes of cell phone usage really do any harm at all to my body? I hope not. Let's find out.
Okay, let's have a look. So you can see all the cells now being stacked. See, all of them are, you cannot see those loose cells. You can see most of the cells now all stacked.
Clumped up together, right?
Exactly. Just look at that. The big message is always to try to reduce our exposure. It's almost impossible not to use, but try to be a bit more cautious in the usage.
So the thing is, I know you say it's better to reduce. It's impossible for somebody like me, and I'm sure there's lots of people out there that also need to be holding their phones. So is there anything I can do?
This is the device that can actually help harmonize your electromagnetic frequency wave. And you want to see how it works?
Sure.
Come.
With the environment harmonizer turned on beside me, Dr. Roland and I proceeded to do a third blood test to see just how well this technology supposedly suppresses EMR. Okay, so this looks completely different to the last test, doesn't it?
Yep. Clearly looks different, lesser ruler formation.
All right, so guys, take a look at that. Before MGuard, using his phone. After MGuard, using his phone. And we have also proceeded to do the same blood test with even my own team members here in Malaysia. And the results are exactly the same, if not even bigger difference. It depends on the lifestyle of the person. If somebody is, more on the computer every day, you will see a massive difference. And just by showing this blood test and doing this blood test, I've converted so many sales of people that get shocked about this result and they invest in their MGuard for themselves and their family. Right? So if you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you think this is powerful, give me a thumbs up in the participant box. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, MGuard is the only product in the market that is able to actually do this improvement in blood circulation in our bodies. Only one in the whole world, patented and very, very unique. Only Enagix MGuard has this. So do not fall into the trap of buying any imitation products out there that also claims to protect you from radiation. Remember, Enagic is the flagship product, and Enagic only brings in the best products into our network. So that's why we love the MGuard, because when Enagic launches it, we know it's good. All right? So I hope you enjoyed the presentation so far. Let me just summarize what the MGuard is. Easy integration, 8-meter coverage, Type-C usage, because a lot of people like to travel with the MGuard. They put it into their car, they bring along outside as well whenever they travel. So it's a Type-C. So you can plug it in anywhere you go, or even use a power bank with the right output. One device, big coverage, almost no running cost, is so low, 0.5 watt, very, very low consumption, and no maintenance. All right, this is what I love about it. No maintenance. Those of you are my friends in India. Those of you, India is so big, right? Sometimes when you sell the machine in another state, right, and then you have to think about the maintenance, you have to think about the installation, you have to think about the water source. There are many things that we have to think about, because I also have a team in India. So it's not easy. And what I like about the MGuard is it's so portable, and there's no maintenance, there's no installation. I just do a Zoom call and I sell the MGuard. Wow, amazing, right? So easy. That's what I love about it. And these are all the places that people need the MGuard. They need it in their home. They need it in the living room, in their work office, restaurant, kids' room, car, bedroom, computer gaming room. So if you look at this, all these places are filled with radiation, and all these places you need to have an MGuard. So let me share with you why I got excited too. Because when I sell a Kangen machine to a home, when it is a small home, they buy one machine. But when it's a big home, they also buy one machine because they only have one kitchen. But what I love about the MGuard in terms of the business is that when you have a small home, they buy 2 or they buy 3. When they have a big home, they buy 5, they buy 6, some even buy 10 for one home. So I want you distributors to visualize the potential that this product has in helping you achieve more success in Enagic. It is truly incredible. All right? Truly incredible. And now we're very excited. I'm very excited to announce, some of my team members are also on this call, that MGuard is currently pre-launching in India. Okay. Now, if you can see that the price 160,000 rupees or 1,60,000 rupees is a converted amount. I convert from Malaysian ringgit. Okay. Later on, Mingwei will help me share more details in the chat box, because we will be sending you guys the forms. In fact, Mingwei, if you can actually, I will enable the chat very, very shortly, and you can help me to, what do you call that? Send the forms in the chat box. Yeah, very, very shortly. So I want to say something about this to give you guys a lot of clarity. That currently the MGuard pre-launch phase, all right, it is for you guys who are in the Enagic business already to purchase your own MGuard in the pre-launch. Yeah, because I think a lot of Indian distributors have been asking, we want to get an MGuard, we want to buy an MGuard, we want to buy it from Malaysia and send it into what do you call, India. So now Enagic has heard you, all right, Enagic Japan has heard you, and they have made this announcement. Okay, so the all-in costs, approximate all-in costs, including the shipping and also the import duties, which is very high in India, for one MGuard to come into India, it is approximately 1,60,000 rupees after I do a conversion from Malaysian ringgit. And I want you guys to understand that this is a pre-launch phase. All right, you are buying it from Enagic Malaysia. Okay, and when the MGuard comes into India, that MGuard example, let's say my name is Samir. I'm an Indian distributor. I now can actually buy my MGuard from Enagic Malaysia under the name of Samir as well. All right, so I can use my own name and buy the MGuard. However, the MGuard that I'm buying during this pre-launch phase is only as a user account. All right. And the all-in cost, according to the form after converted, is 1,60,000 rupees. So thank you, Mingwei. He has actually shared the official form for India only, that Enagic has actually given you guys a pre-launch special price for the MGuard. Okay, so download the form. It is already in the chat box. Download it quick before we end this Zoom call later and you don't have it. You have to get the form and take a look at the price that Enagic is selling the MGuard to all of us in India. Okay, it is actually lower than the standard pricing. The reason why the total cost is 1,60,000 is because I've also added in the shipping cost, and I've also added in a 28% import duty that is set by the Indian government. So if you look at it, Enagic is actually doing a very, very good promotional price for those of you who wants to buy in this pre-launch phase. So far, so good. All right, so download the form. Download the form. All the details are on the form. And the form also allows you guys to purchase the MGuard and make a payment. Okay, make a payment. So I want to do something for you guys. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share another screen. I'm going to share the screen of the form. So let's take a look at it together. Okay, so this is what you will see on the form. MGuard India launch, pre-launch special promo. Purchase limited to existing distributors. Kindly email this form and proof of payment to goc.ind@enagic.com for registration. So please be very clear on that. So of course, you need your standard information, your gender, your email address, your name, and your sponsor information, and your rank, and your receiver details and delivery details. Okay, so the sponsor information and your ID, everything is there. MGuard, there's only one product on this form, and payment information. Take a look at that. The promo price for you Indian distributors in this pre-launch phase is only 5,200 ringgit, Malaysian ringgit. All right. If you come over to look at the official price in ringgit, it is actually 6,620 ringgit. But Enagic HQ is doing a special promo for the Indian distributors to be buying it at this price. There's a delivery fee of 696 ringgit. The total amounting to 5,896 ringgit and 85 cents. And then what I've done is I've added another 28% for the import duties that you'll be paying. That's how I came to approximately 1,60,000 rupees. So far, so good. I think you guys are very good in calculation. All right. So because we like to under promise. I don't want to show you a lower price and at the end you pay a higher price. I show you the total, which is 1,60,000 rupees, but this is the breakdown. And then there is a link or QR code you guys can scan to make the payment to Enagic Malaysia. So what you'll be paying to Enagic Malaysia is 5,896 and 85 cents ringgit Malaysia. The import duties is paid separately. So far, so good. Your signature, sponsor signature, and then you send it over to the staff. Okay, so go through the form yourself, and I have much more to cover for today's webinar. Okay, now the MGuard, okay, also follows Enagic's 8-point program. So let's say you are a 2A distributor, okay, so which means when you buy your MGuard, you get 2 points back from the company. Or let's say some of you are 6A distributors, all right? So when you buy your own MGuard, you get back 6As from the company, okay? So the MGuard follows Enagic's 8-point program. So we talk about the MGuard, the total 8-point payout is 520 US dollars. I'm just using US dollars for this presentation because I don't know what is the exact rupee conversion. Okay, so you guys can convert it yourself. 1 point for the MGuard is 65 US dollars. Very, very good. Right? So if you're 6A, you get back 6 points. If you're 4A, you get back 4 points. All right. And you can actually start to talk to your downlines, existing Enagic downlines that don't know about MGuard yet. Some of you have 500 people in your team. Some of you have 5,000 people in your team. Some of you have even 50,000 people in your team. I want you to imagine if every single one of your team members purchase a couple MGuards for themselves, what kind of sales volume would you be generating in your organization? Would it wake up a lot of distributors? Would it wake up a lot of sleeping leaders? Suddenly the income flows in, suddenly a new product craze comes in, it's going to be massive. Okay? And I want to talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. Enagic 2.0. What if you knew about Kangen before it was launched in your country, before it was launched in India years ago? What if? Okay? The thing is, you would love for that to happen all over again. You would love to be the number one in India for Kangen. But the thing is, we don't have a time machine. We can't go back to the days where Mr. Amos Seah, formerly known as Sam Seah, our mentor, and Ming Wei, when they went to India all those years ago to pre-launch the whole market, we can't turn back the clock. We don't have a time machine. So that's what I told Ming Wei. I said, look, Ming Wei, this MGuard is my time machine. I may not be the first to do Kangen in Malaysia, but I can be the first to go into this MGuard business in Malaysia and all around the world. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it is the pre-launch phase of India. My suggestion to you is everybody get your MGuard. Must, 100%. You don't get your MGuard, you will never start this business. Get your MGuard, learn about the product. Start marketing it to your own team, your own Kangen customers that you have so many. And from there, there is a big gold mine waiting for you. Because ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. If you do not sell the MGuard to your own Kangen customers, what's going to happen? There will be other people that loves the MGuard so much that could be selling to your Kangen customers. Because look, as big as the world is, a lot of people also know each other. So don't sleep on the MGuard. It has already happened many times. There were distributors over here in Malaysia when MGuard was pre-launching. They didn't know about it. They didn't put attention to it because they were focusing on Kangen sales. And they realized that their own Kangen customers, which they have not met in a couple years, bought the M-Guard from another distributor because they never exposed the M-Guard to them. So don't make the mistake of such distributors. Do not be a passive distributor. Be an active distributor and sell it and get involved now. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, every time there's a new product, people want to be number one. Every time there's a new product, people want to be number one. Or when there's a new company in town, people want to be number one because it's exciting. But before, when we talk about why do a lot of people like to join new network marketing companies, is because it's exciting. But what happens is 90% of these kind of companies, they go out of business within the first 2 years. Would you agree? There are many new network marketing companies that open up in Malaysia, open up in Dubai, open up in US, open up in India. But what happens to the majority of them? Give them 2 years, give them 3 years, boom, they close, they go away. All right? So it's risky business. Soon, you will have M-Guard officially, right? In the Indian market or the global market. So you have to get ready now. You have to get ready now. I got ready on M-Guard before Dubai had M-Guard, before Europe had M-Guard, before Turkey had M-Guard. I was already cranking. I was already going all out massive action. That's why today my group is one of the top selling groups for M-Guard all around the world because I was paranoid. I got ready before anybody got ready. So with the M-Guard, I look at it as a brand new business. However, we have a 51-year-old company called Enagic that distributes the M-Guard. So we're not going into a new business. We're not taking all the risks. So we get the opportunity, we get the excitement, we get the earning potential of a new business. But we are not exposed to the risk of a new business. Are you guys seeing what I'm saying? That you're able to start a brand new business called the M-Guard Enagic business without having the need to step out of the Enagic system. How beautiful is that? Because everybody needs to drink the Kangen water. Now everybody needs to have an M-Guard. So essentially you have doubled up your market size, if not triple or quadruple, if you understand this opportunity. All right. So let me go through some rules about the M-Guard because some of you will be selling it. I'm not some of you, a lot of you will be selling a lot of it. M-Guard is one group sale, which means every M-Guard is one group sale. And let's say you are a 2A distributor now, all right, and you have some customers underneath you. If all of them buy the M-Guard, it accumulates into your group sale. So you can go up to 3A a lot faster. You can go up to 4A a lot faster. So remember, in the pre-launch phase, it is only available for existing distributors. So what you want to do is you want to actually talk to all your existing Kangen customers and distributors for them to buy an M-Guard. And then you also want to bring in new people to buy the Kangen machine and also get them to buy the M-Guard at the same time. I call it a combo. When people buy Kangen, they also buy M-Guard. So what happens? You get 2 group sales from one customer. Are you guys following? Right? Because the moment when I'm a new customer, I buy a Kangen machine, I can also buy an M-Guard. So I buy 2. And the moment I buy 2, you get 2 group sales, which means you only need 50 new customers that buys a Kangen machine and an M-Guard for you to achieve your 100 group sales and rank up to 6A. Are you guys following me so far? I'll go into that later on. So it is only considered 0.5 group sale for title bonus requirement. Now, those of you who are ranking up to 6A, okay, ranking up to 6A, you are aware that in the month of ranking up, okay, you need to have 10 group sales to get your title bonus for the 6A, which is $3,000, right? Now, because M-Guard for that purpose is counted as 0.5, if you are selling only M-Guard, you need 20 M-Guards to achieve your 10 group sales. So far, so good? I think that is quite simple to understand. Okay? So that is for people who are going up to 6A. Very important for you to understand. So what is the 6A requirement? How was I able to rank up from 6A2 to 6A2-4 in a span of 12 months? I got everybody in my team to buy an M-Guard. All my Kangen customers buy an M-Guard. All of them. I got all of them to buy the M-Guard. Of course, not everybody will buy, but you have to approach everybody, right? Just understand this. Your 6A requirement is 100 group sales and $300,000 in sales value. Am I right? What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means those of you who are already selling the Kangen machines, the Kangen K8, I had a very simple strategy. Everybody that buys a K8 buys an MGuard. Everybody that buys a K8 buys an MGuard. So what happens? When I have 50 customers and every customer buys the K8 and MGuard, okay, that gives me 100 group sales and more than $300,000 in sales value. Because, ladies and gentlemen, would you agree with me that every home needs the K8 Kangen machine and the MGuard? So you only need 50 clients that buys the K8 and the MGuard to become a 6A distributor. Is that exciting? It's very exciting. And those of you who still don't know what I'm talking about, you have a lot of homework to do. Because if you want to be successful in Enagic, you have to understand this. You have to understand strategy and you have to understand how to market the MGuard with the K8 to shortcut or to increase the speed of your success, right? And to make even more commissions, attracting even more distributors. Okay, MGuard is a compelling product. It is a product that you can also demo to distributors. All right. A lot of people ask me, Simon, what is the difference between MGuard and other anti-radiation, so-called anti-radiation products on the market? I said, most of them, there is no demo. Most of them, there's no demo. You just have to maybe see a brochure, or maybe you see their website, or you see some testimonial and you buy the product. But what I like about MGuard, you can demo, you can use the tools, you can do the live blood analysis, you can do the SDR, and there are many things you can do as well. All right. And it's a great tool, ladies and gentlemen, to revive the distributors who are idle. Idle means sleeping in your organization. And I'm sure we're all human, right? A lot of us, we have people in our team that has slowed down, that probably have maybe even started to do other businesses. And now with the MGuard, it is time to bring them back into Enagic to start marketing MGuard to their customers. It's going to be very, very exciting, right? So use this as a tool. And lastly, duplication. I like the MGuard because it's so easy to present. And it's only all-inclusive 160,000. It's not a very expensive product to market. In fact, it's very cheap because if you look at it, a new iPhone, people pay 160 or maybe even 2 lakhs for a new iPhone, depending on the specs, right, of your iPhone. So my closing pitch to people is, look, you're already willing to spend this amount of money on a new phone every 2 years. And everybody in your family gets one. I say, how about this? Everybody in your family gets an MGuard. Don't you think that's a better investment for your family's health and protection? That you invest in something that costs the same as a new phone, but lasts minimum 5 years or more, that is the lifespan of MGuard, and protects your family from radiation. Which one makes more sense to you? That's how I close. That's how people buy. So it's not expensive to sell this product. It's not hard to sell the product. It is hard if you're not educated on the product. That's why later I'm going to share with you our education platform on how you guys can get educated on the MGuard as soon as possible. All right. So you need to upgrade your skills, your mindset, your confidence, your faith, and your energy. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, myself and Mingwei, we have ranked up to our legacy ranks. 62-3 for me, 62-4 for Mingwei. That was in June 2024. And in March 2025 this year, I went up to -4 and Mingwei went up to -5. We have not had the opportunity to go to Okinawa to take photo with the new tree yet, but it has happened already. All right. But we haven't got the time to go to Okinawa to look at our new tree. But I think they have already updated the ranks. So it is a very exciting, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you guys to join the educational platform that we have created for the benefit of everybody. It's called MGuard to the World on Facebook. Now, a lot of you have a lot of questions. I see a lot of people asking me questions that is already on our educational platform. So if you're asking a question that's already on the platform, we will not respond. That's the reason why we came up with this platform. So please take ownership to get into this platform, which is absolutely for free, to get educated on the MGuard. Okay, don't expect your upline to come and give you information, because some of you here, your upline is not even on this call, but you are here. So that's what I'm talking about. MGuard is a brand new level playing field for any distributor. You could be a 6A, you could be a -3, you could be a 2A. Everybody gets a level playing field now to market the MGuard. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a live tour on how the MGuard to the world looks like. Okay, I'm going to go into my own Facebook and I'm going to share the screen with you guys. Okay, so that you guys can check out and understand how to use this educational platform. Okay. All right. I'm gonna share my screen. Huh? Oh, where is it? Is it here? Oh, okay. Good. So, okay. So welcome to MGuard to the world. Currently, there's over 5,300 members already on this group. Global members. This is a very exciting community. And if you can go to the front page, I think just now at the last minute, I've posted about the call that we're having today. And we are running some contests for people that can design a good banner. And we have a lot of things that is, and all the Zoom calls, everything that is happening with MGuard, it will be posted on this group. Now, the most important part that I want you guys to pay attention is, of course, the updates. And you can see something called guides. Okay, guides. So when you press on guides, what do you see? We have actually created many guides, and let's just watch this together. Guide 1, what every home needs. MGuard installation, your shield against electromagnetic radiation, unboxing the MGuard. Guide 2, EM radiation, FCC's most restrictive exposure limit, ionizing versus non-ionizing, understanding the 3 types of energy, health impacts of long-term exposure to EMF exposure. So let's talk about when you play this video. Okay, take a look at that. Oops. Okay, so we have really created.
Can the MGuard protect me from a different room? Now the answer is, it depends. Now metals and other reflective materials like aluminum, electric cables, and glass can actually interfere with MGuard's harmonic frequencies. So it really
is one of the videos. And we have multiple of these guides for you guys to go through and share with your downlines for them to get educated. And I believe if you're a serious Enagic leader, you have to get educated first before you start to tell other people to get educated. That's very, very important. All right, so that's guide 1, guide 2, guide 3. Why MGuard is unique. Impact of EMF radiation on blood circulation. Why 3 to 1,000 megahertz? Your home, your sanctuary. Guide 4. All right, the dangers of EMF radiation. This is actually my demo video. A lot of you guys asking in the chat box of the Facebook, can I get a demo video link? Can I get this? Can I get that? When everything is already there, you have not taken the time to go through it. So please go through it and don't ask things that are already here in the chat box. Okay, so my demo video, SDR demo video, Bajay SDR marketing tool, how to use it, how to set it up. Your iPhone warns you about RF exposure. Guide 5, pictures and posters for sharing, FAQ. MGuard HD resolution pictures. Those of you who want to do marketing, you want to create your own banners, you want to create your own flyers, you want to create your own things, take the photos from there. Guide 6, MGuard presentation recordings. Must watch my presentation in the 51st anniversary. We got other trainings like MGuard empowerment training by product specialist David Chang. We've got hidden dangers of EMR by Dr. Pinky. We even have also a presentation by Marcus Liu on an MGuard presentation. And guide number 7. This is where you can download my presentation file. All right, presentation slides by Simon Lowe, David Chang's presentation file. Many files are there. We also have other reports and certifications on the MGuard. Go through everything. Guide 8, demo tools setup. Bajay SDR detector setup. How do you set up the Bajay SDR? How do you set up the SDR software on your Android phone? Which antenna to buy? Which app to download? Everything is on this PDF. Guide 9, common mistakes and FAQ. MGuard commissions rulebook. 2 types of account, MGuard FAQ, stories and testimonials, and any running competition that we're actually running. All right, some promotional competitions. All right, so get yourself into this group, MGuard to the World. Join it, share it with your team members. Very, very important. Okay. And yep. Okay. And my secret, ladies and gentlemen, to ranking up, use MGuard in your presentation. Now, I do not sell Kangen machine to a customer without selling an MGuard. I sell them both because I know everybody needs both. You need to protect your internal health with the Kangen water, and you need to protect your external environment with the MGuard. So I tell my customers, if you want a holistic wellness approach in your home, you need to have the Kangen machine and you need to have the MGuard. You can't have the Kangen and not have the MGuard because you're improving your internal health, but you're still being bombarded with radiation. So you need to have both to have a total balanced holistic wellness into your home. Okay, and that's what I want to share today. I hope you guys have gotten a lot of value from our webinar today. And I would like to invite back onto the camera Mingwei, if you're there, to talk about a very, very important event. All right, that is happening in Malaysia on in September 27 and 28. All right, Mingwei, let me know if you have the flyer. If not, I can also help you share. That's no problem.
Yeah,
All
can
right,
you-
so
please?
ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. If you have any questions about it, about the MGuard and all that, the right platform to ask questions is the MGuard to the World chat box and the community that we've built there. So today, I hope that you guys are seeing a lot of potential, especially for our friends in India. You guys have waited a long time for this, so this is your time to shine. Thank you very much for having me. Once again, my name is Simon Low, and I can't wait to see you guys very soon in the next Zoom call when there's more updates on it. And thank you very much, and I'd like to pass it back to Mingwei. Thank you very much.
So guys, what an amazing session. I am so excited. Honestly, who else is excited, guys? This is so very, very exciting. Let me just share something with you guys. Simon wants to invite you guys to Malaysia. So he's gonna put up the flyer for the event that's happening in Malaysia, which is happening on the 27th and 28th of September. Now, let me tell you something about this event, guys. This event here was actually created by my father. Some of you may know him. Have you guys heard of a Mr. Sam Seah? Have you heard of a Mr. Amos Seah? Same person. My father is a 6A 7-6 in the Enagic business, and he's been with the Enagic company for almost 15 years. He was the guy that took a small country called Malaysia in Southeast Asia, and he made Malaysia the #1 selling branch in the world for Kangen machines. Now, he didn't stop there. He wanted to take it global. So he, along with myself, two of us, we went to India to build this business. And India was the #1 selling country in the world for Enagic back in 2023. Not only that, guys, we wanted to bring this global. We brought Simon along. We went to Middle East in Dubai, UAE, and then we went to Turkey. And then Simon and my father, they went to Africa, Nigeria to open up these markets. So we've opened up so many different markets all across the world. And let me just say, we are super excited for this amazing opportunity. So if you want to learn how my dad built this amazing Enagic business in so many different countries all across the world, you have to come for our event. If you want to learn how Simon built 682 to 682-4 in 1 year, you have to come for this event. This event is called the Essential Enagic Workshop. It's hosted by us at the Full House Power team. And this is the first day event, 27th of September. You will learn everything that we have to share about it over here. And then next is the second day, which is the MGuard Summit. The MGuard Summit, oh my gosh, it's a must attend. #1, you'll learn all about the ins and outs of this amazing product right here. Okay, you'll learn all about the ins and outs of this amazing product called the M-Guard, number one. Number two, you will learn from various distributors all across the world how they used M-Guard to explode their Enagic business. Okay, now this is so very, very important. And I just want to say, my friends from India, I know you guys are excited. So you must come for our event in Malaysia if you want to learn how to explode your business. You see, you either see this as an opportunity or you see it as a problem. Okay, let me tell you a story. It's a real story, okay? When my father and myself went to India all those years ago, we went with a team to India because we knew India was a huge market. And when we went there, all we received was rejection and negativity. Everybody say, you are crazy. The Kangen machine, too expensive. We are too poor. You will never be successful in India. Everybody was giving us rejections and negativity only. So much so that our team, half the members, they left. They said, it's crazy. This is not possible to do in India. After 1 week, they left. But where they saw problems, my father saw opportunity. We continued to work in India, and today, India, we almost have 100 682-3s and above. Achaya Bura, isn't that amazing? So, guys, I want to ask you a question right now. M-Guard is not yet available in India. You have to buy it from Malaysia, but you either see it as a problem or you see it as an opportunity. And if you see it as a huge opportunity, like many of our leaders here, I know, Mr. Kapil Siddhar, you'll be in Malaysia for this event, right? Great job. Bring more team members. Everybody, you have to bring all your team members to this event. The QR code is over there. You can get all your information from the QR code and you can buy your tickets. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that this is very last final few tickets we have left. We don't have a lot left. So you better make up your mind soon and then buy. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you all once again for being such an amazing crowd. And thank you very much to our amazing presenter, Mr. Simon Low. Such a generous guy. He's been traveling all across the world, doing demos, teaching, building for his sidelines. What an amazing guy. If you want to learn from him, you come to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. What an amazing person to learn from. So ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys on the next Zoom, perhaps, or in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And very, very soon, we will be seeing you guys in India as well. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night. All right. Thank you. So make sure you guys buy the M-Guard and come to Malaysia. Thank you so very, very much. Okay. So you can click on that link to join the FHP trainings, and also the QR code is on the screen. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I like. Wow.
And guys, please remember that Mingwei has already posted the form in the chat box. So download it. And some of you have also perhaps also received it from Enagic Japan. But if you have not received it, then you have to download it from the chat box.
Thank you so much, guys. I will see you guys very, very soon.
You're a note, so lay your thoughts out bare. Never get cold in the autumn air. Watching the night sky from two different angles, but I know you see me. It's like taking the last train, knowing you'll get home late in the evening. I won't ever care when the storm hits, 'cause baby with you it's like magic. Show me where the stars in the dark live. I know you'll find me in the lightning. We're the sun and moon. We're the sun and moon. We're the sun and moon. Burning candles as the light goes out. Drawn together when the sun goes down. Watching the night sky from two different angles, but I know you see me. I know you see me. I won't ever care when the storm hits, 'cause baby with you it's like magic. Show me where the stars in the dark live. I know you'll find me in the lightning. We're the sun and moon. 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 85. Follow the moon through dark and bright. Watch the stars from the other side. Adventures ahead. Baby, let's drive overnight and wake up tight. Follow our hearts through calm and bright. You keep me safe, I'll keep you wild. On the road, 85. 85. Let's find a place under a tree where we forget the daily breeze and crave a sign of you and me, so that each leaf tells our history. From tonight till fading lights, follow our hearts through war and quiet. You keep me safe, I'll keep you wild. On the road, 85. 85. Ignore the maps, we're going away. Wind in our hair, and we're